You also wrote some notes for Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, which should be said that Drew McIntyre has apparently still not signed a new WWE deal. So that'll be interesting to see how they deal with him in the next couple of months. But this was the opener to WrestleMania. This is WrestleMania Sunday. It was the opener too, and it was a really good match.
Okay, first off, yeah, it was a good match. And it was actually a great finish, but it had a double finish. And I figured they may do this here. I didn't bring that up because I didn't think about it, but he won the title, Drew McIntyre, and then what did Damian win?
He had Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. That's
yeah,
right.
So he cashed it in at the end.
And he cashed in, and I like how Drew's happiness and glee went from here to here. Because then Damon went in there and beat him 1, 2, 3. He's the new champion. So we got a double champion. How long did Drew's championship reign last?
A few minutes, I think. So
under 3 or under 4?
Around there. So he was taunting CM Punk, who was in commentary, and he taunted him for too long. And then CM Punk sweeps Drew, and then reveals that he doesn't need his arm brace for his torn triceps anymore, and then hits him with the brace. And then that's when Damian Priest comes down. And it's one of those things where this is the kind of thing that I always think this is exactly what Dutch would book. There's a brief minute of happiness, and then you're on to the next story.
And that story now, it turns Punk loose to go after 2 guys, Damian Priest and McIntyre, 2 people. And it turns McIntyre loose to go after CM Punk or Damian Priest. And there's 3 of them. So you got 3 or 4 different possible combinations just right out of the door, because they've had connections in different matches, and you couldn't have a better connection than WrestleMania. I mean, if you're connected with somebody there, you're going to be connected for the next 6 months with them. WWE, when they book, this is what they might book at one time. Let me say 60 shows. They will book out. And, that sounds like a lot, but it's really not, because sometimes they'll take the same card they have in Boston and they'll put it in Baltimore, which is about, I don't know, a good ways apart. And they'll use sometimes the same finish. And I used to think about this, with these people knowing that this match ended this way, will it hurt for them for it to end the same way, that way? Well, it did. And WWE continued to grow. So they will, and the rest of the time before they book a match, they had to say it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And you look forward to it. But they really book a lot of shows, and sometimes the lineups are the exact same as it was the night before and the night before or the week before. Because they're using, how many times will they go to, let's say, Philadelphia in a year?
Oh, I don't know.
2 or 3 times?
Yeah, that'd be my guess, yeah.
And New York, they don't go to New York, Madison Square Garden that often. They go, 2 or 3 times?
2, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, in Boston, I think the same thing. I think the Garden used to be a month out.
That
Boston
used to be every 3
out.
weeks. It used to be Boston Garden, Madison Square Garden.
Every 3 weeks?
Yeah, every 3 weeks, yeah. Toronto every 3 weeks, it seemed at one point. Chicago was at least every month.
Yeah. But see, look at the towns they had. Look at the venues they had. Look at the TV coverage they had. I mean, they used to burn it down, but I have heard sometimes it just goes on its ass. If you don't do the right thing, I don't care in what kind of environment you're in, if you don't do the right stuff on TV and excite the fans in that particular market, you're going to be looking at a half house. I went to Madison Square Garden one time. That's when they had just brought in the Goon. Remember the Goon? And plumber's son, Dirty White Boy. They had brought him in,
Isn't
called
that
him
Dusty
something.
Rhodes?
No, but it was
No, that'd be TL Hopper.
TL Hopper and a few more. I swear, if they'd been 5,000, 6,000 people out there, I'd be surprised. And that is when we would use that old expression in wrestling. You could shoot a shotgun off in there and not hit any of them. That means there was some here and some over there. But I've learned a lot being in this business all these years. But it all came together on this WrestleMania. They did it all right. And they did it in such a way that was almost predictable, but yet it still sold out and did records.